Today we're going to talk about Portuguese. If you have a Spanish background, if you have had any type of Spanish class, it's actually going to help in Brazil because Portuguese and Spanish are very similar. At the same time, they're not, but if you know Spanish, then you'll get pretty far in Portuguese. The normal everyday, when you see someone that you know, what do you usually say? You say hello or how are you? So right now, this first lesson, we're going to talk about the simple words, the highs, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, yes, no, those type of things. So the first one we're going to talk about is good morning. Bom dia. Bom dia. Good afternoon is boa tarde. Boa tarde. If you've had Spanish, are you seeing the similarity? Bom dia is kind of like buenos dias. And boa tarde is kind of like buenas tardes. So tardy is kind of like later. So like that's the afternoon. And dia, just think of that as the whole day, the beginning of the day. And the way you say goodnight would be boa noite, which is kind of like buenas noches. Noite, noches. Boa noite is how you say that in Portuguese. How you say yes in Portuguese is sim. Sim. It's kind of like si, but except with an extra letter on it. Sim. And how do you say no is now. It's a little bit more than N-O, like it is in Spanish. It's N-A with a squiggly over the A and an O. Now. It's kind of like saying now, but except plugging your nose. So now, if that makes sense. You're welcome, or it was nothing, as in, oh, thank you. And then the other person says, oh, it was nothing, or oh, you're welcome, is de nada, of nothing. De nada. It's kind of like de nada. De nada. And how you say please is por favor. Por favor. In Portuguese, a lot of times the R at the end of the sentence is silent. It's like a h instead of a r, like in Spanish. So instead of por favor, it would be por favor. Now, take 5 minutes to practice that with your neighbor or with yourself, but get it out loud, say it a couple times, and then restart this video. Public transportation is unavoidable in Brazil because you have to get from place to place. And sometimes you might have to take the bus or a combi, which is smaller than a bus, but it's also public transportation. And a lot of times these are going to be crowded. And the way to let the bus driver know that this is my stop, that I have to get off, is to get to the front and to tap the bus driver on the shoulder and say, hey, I have to go here. But you actually physically would have to push through people. So you can't just push through someone and not say anything. You gotta know the word for excuse me. And the word for excuse me is com licença. Com licença. Basically means with license. You get the idea. Excuse me, com licença, com licença. That's what you would say. And to say thank you would be obrigado. Obrigado. Now, if you're a male, you would say obrigado. But if you are a female, you would say obrigada. This is pretty much the only thing in Portuguese that does this. Usually if you're talking to something or talking about someone and that someone or that something is feminine, it would be an A at the end. And if it's masculine, it would be an O at the end. So it's usually what you're talking to. But in this instance, it will be what you are. So you will always say obrigado if you're male. If you're female, you would always say obrigada. Say someone comes up to you, a little kid who speaks Portuguese, and just starts talking to you. He's so excited, he's so glad you're here, and you just start talking really fast in Portuguese, and you have no idea what he's saying. You're gonna have to be able to know, at least, I don't know how to speak Portuguese, or I only speak a little bit of Portuguese in Portuguese. So here it is. I only speak a little bit of Portuguese. Eu falo pouco de português. Eu falo pouco de português. That means I only speak a little bit of Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese is eu não falo português. I don't speak Portuguese. Eu não falo português. All right, take 5 minutes and practice those those things that we just went over. Com licença, obrigado. Eu não falo português, and eu falo pouco de português. So those 4 phrases, go ahead and practice that. And also, don't forget to consult your Portuguese basics sheet. Has all the things that you're gonna need, your polite essentials, your greetings to others, and your counting. It has making friends, religious words, and key questions. For the rest of the classes, we are going to be continually referring to this sheet, and I would like you to circle the things that you think you're going to use the most. But we're going to go through this together, okay?